Hi everybody, it's Craftin Just Because with Cowan, and I was challenged to show you guys a project that I made using this month's or the August paper pumpkin kit, and I made a pencil box. And so I'm going to go ahead and make one for you, and I'm going to show you how I did it. I didn't write down the directions when I made it just because I was playing around and created it. But what I started with first was I took this mechanical pencil that I use all the time, and I thought, okay, I want to make one this size. So it's about 6 inches long. So then I took my cardstock and I decided I want it to be 6 inches long and then 1 inch deep, because I was like, you could put a couple of these in there, or you could put a couple Hershey's Kisses in there. So this is what I came up with. Since it's 6 inches long, I added 1 inch to each side to make the lid of the box. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this. It's already cut at 8. So that's what size I want it. Then I needed 1 inch on the side, the bottom, and then the other side. So then I want it by 3. So an 8 by 3 piece of paper makes the bottom of the box. I then am going to score it at 1 inch on all 4 sides. Okay, now I'm going to put that aside for just a moment. I need another piece that's about the same size, but I want it to be 8 1/16 by 3 1/16. So I'm going to do, let's see here, 3 1/16. By 8 1/16. And then on this one, I'm going to score it at 1 inch on all 4 sides. So this is going to be my lid. So it's slightly bigger to fit over that box. Okay. So I'm going to remove my paper cutter. Oh, hold on, let's do one more thing. Then for the lid of this, I'm going to cut a pencil that's 1 inch. And our original pencil was by 6 inches. I'm going to do it about 6 1/8 or 6 1/16 so that it's a little longer than my box. Then I have some scraps. I have a scrap of Flirty Flamingo. I'm going to cut a 1 inch by 1 inch square for the eraser, and we're going to round the ends. Okay. And then I have a scrap of gray granite, and I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to cut a 1 inch square, and I'll trim it down to make the metal on the pencil. Okay, so oh, I forgot one other piece. Silly me. Let's bring that one back one more time. I want a 1 inch by 1 inch piece of crumb cake to make the pencil bottom. Okay. So what I did on my pencil bottom, I'll just show you guys. I marked it at a 1/2 inch on one tip. And then I just took my paper snips and I cut to that 1/2 inch mark and cut off the other piece. Then I just took my pencil and I actually just colored this in like it was the lead. Okay. Then we're going to bring in our corner rounder. This might be a little difficult just because I might have to use my other corner rounder. Don't judge me here, you guys. I'm going to use my Creating Memories one. And I just did 2 of the ends, okay? And on this gray granite, I'm going to do all 4 ends and see if I like that size. That'll work. Okay, like that. Then we're going to take our lid and bottom, and on the long sides, we're going to cut up to the first score line and wedge out the square. Cut to the first score line, wedge out the square. You're going to do the same thing on both pieces of paper on the long sides. It's a simple box to make. Like I said, I was just playing around with it, and then I used the Paper Pumpkin stamp set for August and stamped a number 1 on it instead of a number 2 pencil. Okay, let me get out all my mess here. Let's get our bone folder out and burnish all the score lines. Okay, then take your adhesive of choice and glue up the tabs to the side of the box. So if you notice, you can make a box about any size that you want. You take your object, okay, and measure it. So like in this case, this isn't 1 inch wide, but you could put like a whole pack of the mechanical pencils in here. So I made it 1 inch wide, but you just, in this case, I took the length and then I added an inch on each end to make the box. Let's do the same thing here. Let's burnish this up. And then depending on how wide you need it, you know, like example, if you were making it this wide, you would measure the width, which is about, let's say 1 3/4, and then I added an inch on each side. So 1 3/4 would be 3 3/4. Just a simple way to make a box. You know, you just need the piece of paper that's wide enough to accommodate that. Okay, so this is our top. We're going to do the same thing. Glue up the sides. I love making 3D items, if you haven't noticed. So I try to find every little way to make it work. And there we go. Okay, so now we just have to work on our pencil. I'm going to go ahead and glue on my pencil part where the lead is. Now, if you wanted to, I kind of cut that one funky. I'm going to add a little trick here, or a little depth to this. You could score this to give it like the look of the ridged metal on a pencil. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead, glue this down onto my pencil. And then I'm gonna glue down my eraser. I like this look better. I'm gonna trim that off just a tiny bit. Oh, that's not gonna work. Let me see if I can cut another 1-inch square here. You know what? I didn't like the corners rounded on it, so I'm gonna go ahead and start over. I think that was my problem with the pencil. Didn't like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep those straight and then add my eraser. Okay, and then you're just gonna glue this down onto the top of your box. So super simple, super easy, quick and cute gift box to give to a kid that's going back to school, or a teacher, or anybody. And then let's open it up and I'll show you that my pencil fits right inside. There you go. Thank you guys for joining me today. As always, I appreciate you following me. And if you ever want to see a project or need something, you can always private message me or comment on my blog. Until next time, you guys, I will see you then. Bye-bye.